This isn't a slowdown, it isn't a soft patch. It's dealer lots stacked with brand new trucks that nobody is buying. Right now, there are more unsold pickups sitting in America than at almost any point in the last decade, and the reason is simple. Automakers built for a demand curve that stopped existing. Some of these trucks cost more than a starter house down payment, and dealers are still slashing 5 figures off the sticker just to get them off the asphalt. One of them was killed before a single customer ever got the keys. By the end of this list, you'll see the truck that got canceled after 4 years of development and 0 deliveries. The most extreme collapse of them all. Let's get into it. Number 8. Ford F-150. The best-selling truck in America still can't move fast enough off the lot. F-Series sales dropped 16% in the first quarter of 2026 alone. Roughly 28,000 F-150s sat unsold on dealer lots, forcing Ford into 0% financing for 60 months just to clear space. The real issue is pricing creep. A base XL starts around $38,810, but climb the trim ladder and the Tremor hits $64,915. The Raptor pushes toward $80,000, and the Raptor R crosses 6 figures at $112,725. Buyers walked away because the truck that used to be a workhorse now prices like a luxury SUV. You're paying premium badge money for a nameplate that used to be the affordable choice. 8 trucks deep and the collapse is just getting started. Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss where this list goes. Number 7 is the electric truck built to compete with the F-150, and its sales are falling even faster. Number 7. Rivian R1T. Rivian's flagship pickup was supposed to prove electric trucks could go mainstream. Instead, R1T deliveries fell 30.4% year-over-year in the second quarter of 2026. Starting prices sit between $85,000 and $95,000, and Rivian has already begun discounting in-stock 2026 units by up to $3,000 just to clear inventory ahead of the 2027 model year. Buyers walked away over range anxiety on tow trips and a price tag that competes with a fully loaded gas truck twice its size. For 6 figures, you're getting adventure brand styling with sales numbers that keep sliding, and a resale curve that's dropping just as fast as the delivery numbers. Rivian has already pulled its cheapest dual motor trim entirely, so the entry price only keeps climbing while demand keeps shrinking. The next truck belongs to the brand that built 2 nearly identical electric pickups, and neither one is selling. Number 6. GMC Sierra EV. GMC's electric Sierra shares its bones with the Silverado EV, and it's sharing the same fate. Dealers are cutting thousands off the sticker just to get these off the lot. AutoNation in Corpus Christi knocked $10,565 off a 2026 Elevation Extended Range, dropping it from $79,335 to $68,770. Covert Buick GMC cut $7,000 off another Elevation Extended Range, pricing it at $60,685. Buyers walked away because the badge premium over the Silverado EV doesn't translate into extra demand. It just adds confusion in a segment that's already struggling. You're paying more for a GMC crest on a truck. America already isn't buying under the Chevy name. Number 5 is that Chevy sibling, and its discounts run even deeper. Number 5. Chevrolet Silverado EV. GM's flagship electric work truck is being discounted at levels usually reserved for year-old leftovers. Car Chevrolet cut $21,396 off a Silverado EV WT, bringing a $75,345 truck down to $53,949. McCarthy Chevrolet slashed $15,000 off an RST that stickered at $96,995. Both were current model year trucks, not clearance bin holdovers. Buyers walked away because towing range on the Silverado EV drops sharply under real-world workloads, and the segment that needs towing capacity the most trusts electric power the least. You're getting a 6-figure sticker price on paper for a truck dealers are begging you to take for half that. The midpoint of this list is where the discounts stop being persuasion and start looking like desperation. 5 trucks down, and so far this has been about markdowns. The back half is different. These next 3 aren't just sitting on lots with price cuts attached, waiting for a patient buyer to walk in. They're being pulled from production, quietly disguised as loaner vehicles or canceled outright before a single buyer ever got one. The collapse gets a lot more real from here, and it only gets bigger the closer we get to number 1. Number 4. GMC Hummer EV. The Hummer EV pickup launched as an electric status symbol, and now it's a discount magnet. Discounts have exceeded $40,000 on some units, with trucks that stickered near $140,000, now selling for under $100,000. GM has been quietly running unsold Hummer EVs through its dealer rent-a-car program, registering them as loaner vehicles to rack up a few thousand miles before reselling them as deeply discounted new trucks. Buyers walked away because 1,000 horsepower and crab walk steering don't matter much when the truck weighs over 9,000 pounds and costs more than most homes' down payments. You're looking at a vehicle GM is disguising as a rental just to move it off the books. Number 3 belongs to the truck that was supposed to be the biggest electric pickup of them all, and it turned into the biggest flop. Number 3, Tesla Cybertruck. Tesla once promised 250,000 Cybertrucks sold every single year. Actual 2025 sales landed around 20,237 units, a 48.1% drop from the year before, and Forbes has already called it one of the biggest flops in decades. By the third quarter of that stretch, quarterly sales had cratered 62.6% year over year to just 5,385 units, even as the rest of the EV market posted record numbers. Buyers walked away over falling body panels, underwhelming range, and a design that photographed better than it functioned as a daily truck. Tesla has since resorted to stripping Foundation Series badges off unsold units just to move them at a lower price point without officially discounting the model. You're looking at a vehicle with over 1 million reservations at launch that couldn't convert even 2% of that hype into repeat annual sales. Number 2 is the truck Ford built its entire electric future around, and it's already being sold off in pieces. Number 2, Ford F-150 Lightning. Ford's flagship electric pickup is down to fewer than 100 new units left in dealer inventory nationwide. Some dealers are cutting more than $20,000 off the sticker, with one Texas store dropping a Lightning XLT from $65,940 to $45,469. Quarter-over-quarter sales tell the real story. Deliveries plunged roughly 70%, from 7,187 units in the first quarter of 2025 to just 2,060 units in the first quarter of 2026. Ford has confirmed it's ending Lightning production entirely, shifting toward hybrids and range-extended trucks instead. Buyers walked away because towing capacity collapses the range by more than half, and Ford was reportedly losing tens of thousands of dollars on every single one it built. You're watching a flagship product get discounted into clearance before its own automaker even finishes killing it off. You've sat through 7 trucks nobody wants. Stick around for the one that never even made it to a single driveway. Hit subscribe before it disappears from this list entirely. Number 1, Ram 1500 REV. This is the most extreme collapse on the list because this truck never sold a single unit. Stellantis unveiled the all-electric Ram 1500 REV as a concept in early 2023, promising up to 500 miles of range and 654 horsepower. The launch date slipped from 2024 to 2025, then to early 2026, then to mid-2027. In September 2025, Stellantis canceled the truck entirely, stating plainly that demand for full-size battery electric trucks had slowed too much in North America to justify finishing it. 4 years of development, a global reveal tour, and thousands of engineering hours ended with 0 trucks built for customers and 0 trucks sold. Buyers didn't walk away from this one. The automaker walked away first because it saw the same collapse playing out across every other electric pickup on this list and decided not to gamble on one more. You're looking at the clearest proof yet that this segment overbuilt for a demand curve that simply isn't there anymore. The F-150 is for buyers who want the best seller, but should stick to the lower trims. The R1T is for early adopters willing to accept a price tag that outpaces the truck's own resale value. The Sierra EV is for GMC loyalists who don't mind paying extra for a badge over substance. The Silverado EV is for anyone patient enough to wait for the discount to catch up to the sticker price. The Hummer EV is for buyers who don't ask why their new truck already has 2,000 miles on it. The Cybertruck is for anyone who valued the design more than the daily usability. The F-150. Lightning is for bargain hunters moving fast before the last 100 units disappear. The Ram 1500 REV is for nobody, because it never existed outside of a press release. The industry built these trucks for buyers who didn't show up, and the lots are the proof. Drive safe.